Hey, what's up, guys? Try to get some good lighting here. Alright, we have a heavy overcast today, if you can't tell. So we are back out on the Cumberland. I was actually at a couple local ponds, and I cruised around to another stream I like to fish, and I couldn't get a single bite. But I know the river always provides. It's one of my favorite places to fish. And today we have a special episode. We're doing some Roostertail stuff again. So I got some positive feedback on the last video, and a new friend to the channel asked me to make another Roostertail one. So I'm much obliged to. I absolutely love fishing Roostertails. It's a good time, and it gives me an excuse to bring out rods I don't normally fish, because I don't really need to use them for certain purposes like cranking or finesse application, that sort of thing. So I got the old Zebby. So this is a Zebco Slingshot, and I got a really funny story behind it. Actually, it's a 5'6" medium light rod. I mean, this thing is a noodle. We're just gonna have some fun with it and see what it's like fighting some fish. I'm running 8-pound mono on this rod, so I like fishing these Roostertails with mono. So let's see if we can't get some fish on. I'm also going to try some crazy colors of Roostertails. I just have a big old box of them with a ton of different colors. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it, guys. Thanks for joining me again. We are starting with white. I do have a big old box of these. Do some cool colors, but let's just see what's biting. There's not too much you can do with these. I like to fish them with the current. I can fish them lower in the water column that way, and right now I have a good idea what we're gonna get on and where those fish like to stay. If you go against the current, you're probably gonna end up against like the flow of your river, your stream, if that's where you're fishing these. You're gonna end up fishing these pretty high. This way allows me to kind of manipulate where the bait is based on my retrieve. And I'll experiment and see what's working out, whether it's fast or slow. Sometimes I'll do like an abrupt stop and pick up again. There we go. That's a white bass for sure. If I ever fought one before. Feels like a real chunk too. Oh man, look at that rod bow. Oh yeah, that is a beautiful, beautiful white. Just a brute of a fish. Oh. Actually, this is probably one of the fattest that I've caught all year. I just want to get a weight on this fish. That reminds me, my scale's been stuck in kilograms, and whenever I always forget to set it back. When I do weigh a fish, I just make the conversion. You know what? Always bring a pair of pliers when you're messing with one of these too, right? We'll get a weight on it. There we go, some pounds. Cool. £2, 4 ounces, and 3/4. That's a big fish. Check out her, guys. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that belly on the white Roostertail at 2 pound. Almost 5 ounces. Get her back in the water and see what else we can do. Alright, girl. You gotta kind of throw these fish out a little deeper, because they will lawn dart directly into the rocks. At least that's what I call it. One thing with these Roostertails too, guys, when I do catch a decent sized fish, I always check this that metal clip kind of thing. because when it bends, you'll just be throwing these and they'll be waving through the water. It's not going to be spinning properly. So let me tell you guys a story behind this rod while we're out here trying to get a couple bites on. So it's actually one of my good friend's rods. And I was out when I was a soldier. I ended up getting orders to go to school in Oklahoma. So I go out there. I was field artillery, so all of our stuff's really based out there. So I'm attending to this school, and I ended up riding up there with a buddy who also was going to that school. Anyhow, it was a dumb move on my part because we were in different classes, and I ended up bumming rides off of people in my class, and through that I made two really good friends. We ended up going fishing together. We bought licenses. We found out we all liked fishing. We went to Walmart and bought these $10 Zebco Slingshots. I think they were like pre-lined 6-pound mono or something. We got a couple lures, and I bought this real cheap craw jig. I want to find it again. I'm not 100% sure what brand it was, but I go out there. It's 95 degrees. We're drinking these giant big gulps, getting all dehydrated and stuff. I end up hooking the biggest fish, biggest largemouth I've ever caught in my life, my PB to this day. And I'm bringing him in on this tiny little Zebco Slingshot on 6-pound mono. I drag screaming. I'm messing with it constantly, trying not to lose this fish. My hook's bending out. I end up screaming to my buddy. I'm like, Davey, Davey. Lands the fish for me. He's like, dude, this thing's huge. But man, it was an awesome time. I ended up snapping that rod in my car, I think. The way all good rods go, right? Oh, there we go. It's like a skipjack. But our little white bass. Tiny one. But that's why I treasure this rod to this day. It's just great memories. I actually haven't fished with it since. And you're the smallest one we've seen in a while. Surprised I hit that. You know, I can't hook him without pliers. Try not to tear you up. There we go. Ooh. Soft plastics are a lot more productive with these fish, so you kind of just dangle them in front of their faces. I get a lot of short strikes fishing this for these fish. They like to come peck at it. Alright, so we're going to try another color. Let's see what we got here. Let's do that. I can guarantee you is going to get bit. Man, these are all tangled up. Let's try out this like kind of cow pattern one. That's kind of a cool one. I think it came in like a assorted pack of them or something like that. That's probably how I ended up with it. These are really the ones I don't fish too often, considering I have them all left over. Because I usually fish these till I snag up and lose them. Ain't that the truth when you're fishing these Roostertails? They are very snaggable in ponds. Alright, let's get this in the water. Get another fish on. Oh, Jesus. Actually a pretty one. good looker. Alright, so let's tie on kind of a crazy color. Got this orangey one. Man, these things get all tangled up. That's a pretty wild one. I don't even know if we'll be able to catch a fish on that. Looks like it might do well in dark water, but I don't know if that's supposed to mimic a craw maybe or something. I think we'll be able to catch one on it. I generally try to throw white and yellow for these fish, but since we're doing a Roostertail video, and I always tie these on with polymer knots. Pretty much my go-to knot. Way out there. The old flippity. Oh. This is going to be a real pain in the butt. We got him with all three. There we go. Come on, man. There's one thing about these treble hooks. I used to use mini spoons to catch these fish, and I stopped doing it because I was having such a pain in the butt unhooking them and just unnecessary strain on the fish. Let's try on another color. Alright guys, so I got a Mepps on now. I know this is a Roostertail video, but gotta love a Mepps, man. I had it sitting in my box. I have a couple of them. I love the detail put into these. And they are real thumpers with that Colorado blade, so I'm sure we're gonna be catching them on this one as well. Let's see. And so we are struggling to get a bite on the Mepps. I've been retrieving this for about 15 minutes. The other one's getting them almost instantly, so I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna jig it, kind of work it like a hair jig. I think that'll get us a strike. We set out to get bit on every single one of these, and that's what I plan on doing. Yeah, that was the trick. Nice big old one. What's up, big girl? Beautiful. That was kind of fun. Let's do that again. So I'm kind of popping it in the water like that, rather than just straight retrieving it, because I was having some serious issues straight retrieving it. Yeah, that's the money. Right there. Oh my goodness. Trying to rip this rod right out of my hands. Oh, that's a tank. Wow. Wow. God. Goodness. Dear Lord. We gotta weigh this one. This is bigger than the last one. That is just a Hulk. She-Hulk right there. Goodness. I think it's bigger. 2 pounds, 7/8. Just slightly bigger. Wonder if we'll be able to break that today. 2 pounds, 4 ounces, 7/8. Excuse me. I don't know if I said that right. Let's get you back in the water, girl. Wow. Hey, what's up guys? So this breaking down the bait portion is going to be short and sweet. I actually have family coming into town any minute now. I just got my little man down to sleep, so I gotta run around and sporadically clean up the best I can. But I don't know, house looks somewhat good. I did what I could, you know, with the time I had. But we got Mars in the house. What's up, Mars? Being antisocial right now. Anyhow, this is a very special video for me because it was the first bait request I've ever had. So a new friend of the channel saw the previous Roostertail video I put out and wanted me to throw out some more Roostertail content, and I'm all about it. So I wanted to kind of switch things up, do something somewhat interesting. So I figured, you know what can I really do? Try on a bunch of different colors and fish a more, so I'll say, unique rod. So we had the Zebco Slingshot, which I am not gonna do a hard review of it because it is I swear I paid $10 for it, but I looked it up, it was like 20 bucks on Walmart.com. But I mean, this rod is, like I told y'all, I brought in possibly my PB largemouth. I didn't weigh it, I didn't have a scale at the time, but it was a monster. I swear this fish was like 6 pounds, maybe 7 pounds. It was a beast of a fish. It was like an almost PB. I'm sure I've beaten it since, but it was just probably one of the greatest fishing memories I'll ever have, and it was on a Zebco. And I actually read a real cool story on their Instagram, because of course I follow Zebco, saying a dude brought in like a 70-pound cat on one of their crappie rods, and I was like, that's wild, man. And I mean, these rods are freaking strong, dude. They're like indestructible. I have broken one. I'm not gonna say indestructible. I slammed one in my car door and messed it up real bad. That'll happen. Happens to the best of rods. But anyhow, if you're like a dude who, you know, well, I'll say this much. My kid, he's gonna have a Zebco. His first rod is going to be, and we're not doing that closed face stuff, it's gonna be an open face spinning rod like this. That's gonna be his first reel and rod, and we're gonna do a Zebco.